Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Luncha!
Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 9. This is an important number of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Spirit Review. So I'm Dolph, I'm your host tonight, and I'm joined by Blair Phillips, co-author to this book right here, The Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. It's a beautiful book. Buy it if you haven't. And the distillery we're dealing with tonight, if you're looking on here, it's page 198, Nickel 9 Distillery. Blair, how are we continuing our Canadian Spirit Journey tonight?
We are trying this one, Hidden Temple Gin, from the Nickel 9 Distilleries. They're on the northwest end of Toronto, in the Junction neighborhood. And what's kind of cool is that they call it Hidden Temple, and you kind of think it might have a bit of an Indiana Jones vibe by looking at that.
Yep.
But the truth is that the Junction neighborhood went dry in 2004, and it remained dry until the year 2000. And there was a politician named Bill Temple who
William
really
Horace
fought.
Temple. Yeah, that's in your book. William Horace Temple.
Yeah. And this guy fought tooth and nail to keep the neighborhood dry. When they voted in 2000, people were really scared that the already seedy neighborhood was going to become this disaster of people just debauchery, like you'd see in those shows from the 20s. But the opposite happened when they legalized alcohol sales and restaurants started popping up, and it just changed the neighborhood. Now it's all gentrified and just like that. So.
And you're sorry you didn't buy into the neighborhood when it was cheap at one point? Yes.
Yeah. Very, very, very sad to report that. Well,
I'm going to throw up some pictures here before we talk it. So that's ours, and it is a beautiful bottle. It truly is. And this is where they are. So you can see it in relation to Toronto there. And this is the storefront. Wintertime, which is coming very, very soon. And yeah, you can see it's very, well, elements. I don't know. It when you see the snow, it makes you think of the fall, and it looks very cozy actually. And you look here, and it looks like you could sit there and get a lot of information from them. And again, we're drinking this, and the little skull and the dagger there. When you talk about Indiana Jones, I agree completely. But I'm just going to say one thing about their online write-up. They say, born from a love of cocktail culture, a dedication to hospitality, and a burning desire to provide an outstanding customer experience with every sip, the main focus at Nickel 9 is simple: to craft premium spirits that you'll enjoy using high-quality, locally sourced ingredients. But I've got to say it's very serendipitous that we're doing this tonight, because it is International Gin and Tonic Day. So we both have our gin and tonics. So International Gin and Tonic Day. Cheers. And the other one, this is Spirit Review number 9, and it's Nickel 9 Distillery. So I might be reaching a little bit, but it does seem serendipitous a little bit.
Yep. There you go.
It's meant to be. Tell us about, you've been there though. Tell us about the distillery. I threw the pictures up there. It has a real homey kind of feel to it. Really nice people, I'm assuming, so you've been back several times. Yeah,
they all the whole team there is worked around bars in Toronto for all their careers, and it just really kind of grew out of that career. They just know how to make really good cocktails. Michael Pez, their head guy for marketing, is a killer cocktail machine, just prolific. Like, he just makes everything you can think of from these products that they make. They have a couple nice stills, a nice little seating area, good gin, good vodka, apple brandy, just lots of stuff aging and tinkering in the background. For instance, they make a lot of bitters because they are cocktail enthusiasts and they know what to do with spirits. They have some of the best bitters in Canada, in my opinion. Just really impressive, yeah.
And Sons of Vancouver do some bitters as well that I've gotten into a little bit. So I'm getting into the bitters just a bit, and so I think it'd be interesting to see them.
Yeah,
So
I would see a parallel connection between Sons of Vancouver and Hidden Temple. Not Hidden
really?
Temple, sorry,
Okay.
Nickel 9. Yeah, there's
Well,
that same. Yeah.
Same feel to it. He was a bartender as well and worked. So okay,
Mhm.
I think it's time to taste it. So the gin and tonic. If we're going with the gin and tonic, I think I'd rather do it straight. To tell you the truth. So I know it's gin and tonic day, but I'd rather taste this straight if that's all right. And I'm going to compare this to my favorite gin of all time, which was from Douglas Distillery, and it's right up there. Noteworthy gin. That was my favorite, and this is comparable. I don't want to say better in case he's listening to us, but this is fantastic. And if you see, I don't know if you can see how much is gone, but I've given away. I bought this 2 weeks ago in Calgary. I paid under $50 for it, and they said that it was $54.95 online. So I got it cheaper than you guys in Calgary. But I've given away most of my bottle because I was really impressed with it. My son's friends, I've been pushing it now.
Oh, it's definitely in the same wheelhouse as Noteworthy.
Yeah.
Just in terms of that balancing out the juniper and the citrus notes, definitely.
Well, there is juniper. It's there. It's present.
Oh yeah.
It's on the nose. It's very vegetal. And if we look at the picture, can you maybe tell us some things that are on this picture that you know are the botanicals they use?
Yeah, it's a bit of a flavor map. I is how I would describe it personally.
Okay.
Yeah, when you slipped it sideways, there is some mushrooms in that. I think that has there's a bit of chaga in the botanical load for this gin. Lots of florals. I think there's some bergamot and leaves and fruit. Yeah, there we go. Grapefruit peels are in it.
What kind of fruits this up here, do you think? These berries?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
That might be a artist interpretation of juniper berries. Maybe they're a bit red though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't want to.
I'm getting lemon on the nose as well. I don't know if that's the citrus you're getting out of it, but I'm getting lemon. A lemon rind.
Yeah, I don't know if that might be. It's hard to say because it's really complex. Like It's definitely lemony, but that might be the grapefruit and the bergamot working together.
Okay. Well, and I can go with grapefruit too. It's got that tangy.
It definitely a tanginess.
Yeah.
There's almost like that just a slight Earl Grey note, but it's a bit more tropical in my opinion.
No, I'm really enjoying this. It's got a fantastic nose.
Oh yeah.
I've shared this with many a friend and they've agreed with me. And we are a whiskey group of guys, and gals as well, and whiskey friends of all types out there. There we go. Adam just said that same thing. Well, I gave him some as well. Any cocktail suggestions, Blair? He wants to know from you, other than a gin and tonic, because it's gin and tonic day.
I would try a Negroni with this.
Okay.
And then anything with citrus, like any gin cocktail that you look up that has like a lemon component would definitely work.
Okay. Vectron 5 says there are red juniper berries. I don't know if I'm not a juniper berry kind of aficionado.
I'm not sure because
I will.
This is like
anybody real.
It's like really stylized and they've really gone all out on that label.
Well, looking at the label, I just thought everything that was colored was part of their botanical. But then we have the skull, which is prominent in the middle, with different flowers. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I interpret as a flavor map, not necessarily the actual botanicals, but what flavors they bring to the gin.
Are coming out perfect.
Minus the butterflies. There's no butterflies.
No butterflies
on the palate. No.
Yeah. Let's go with no butterflies were hurt in the making of this gin.
Yeah, I really like it. There's there's a bit of a brightness. The juniper is dialed back. It's there, but it's not super resonant like a pine tree. It's more
no
pulled back, but it's also smack dab in the middle. It's really hard to explain.
A slight sweetness and not
Slight
a heavy
sweetness.
sweetness.
Yeah,
I
a
was
little
gonna,
bit of a
say
citrus
honey, but
pithiness.
maybe not. Pithy, sure.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say honey, but I think it's because of the bee I saw in the front. So I was being suggested by the label.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
As I am
I
by
would be
pretty pictures.
surprised there's any honey. They do make all their base beer from apples, which is unusual for Ontario. But around Toronto, there's a ton of apple orchards,
Yeah.
and they've really clutched onto apple spirit in that sense.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We're at the 10-minute mark. I thought we were going to go under 10, but that's okay. There's a lot to say. So it's a definite thumbs up for me. I think it's my first or second favorite gin now. So I'm really happy. This was my wife's idea in Calgary. She wanted to pick it up. And since it was a really pretty thing, I said yes, because I like pretty things. And it's like, yeah, let's do it. You don't really talk about finishes on gin, but there is a finish to this, and it's the mid palate in the back, and it's not just hot. It goes from sweet in the front to sweet in the back, which is really kind of neat for me.
Yeah, perfect for a cocktail.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
If you see it, buy it. Thumbs up for me. Thank you, sir. And we will see everybody. Yeah, he said bye. He said thumbs up. So sláinte, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you very much. Happy International Gin and Tonic Day. Let's do that. Cheers with the gin and tonic. Ciao, everybody.